Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of Us in Limbo. Today we're going to be talking about a topic called inspiration. So I guess this can range from being inspired to staying inspired and being uninspired. So this will probably be a mid to long length video on I guess those three kind of topics and potentially more.
Yeah.
So a lot of people when it comes to fashion become burnt out, and for both of us it's a very familiar feeling. We've also had a bunch of friends that have the same feeling, and people I've talked to also have the same feeling. I guess we successfully have, become re-inspired in certain areas and have a decent idea of how to remain inspired is probably a good way to say it.
So staying inspired is one of those things that becomes harder and harder the more you linger in one single aesthetic, or just feeling like not confident with what you're wearing. You're not too sure if like this is something you enjoy, and especially like for me being in Sydney, like fashion isn't as common, I think, compared to being here in Melbourne, and the people that I was around just didn't really think that what I was wearing was nice, or they just couldn't understand why I should be spending that much money on clothes, and it made me really second guess if this was just a hobby or something I was passionate about. And I had to self-reflect on like how much I loved fashion and what I had to do to actually keep going, and I'll just go further into that later.
So I do agree in the sense that staying inspired in the more you linger in a single aesthetic does become harder. I personally was super into Rick, as I'm sure you could see in my style progression video. If you haven't seen it, have a look there. I'll throw a little link in the description below, not on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, so I'll throw like a link in the description down to that. You can kind of see how I progressed through styles and all the styles I kind of changed in. So I think a lot of the problem comes from, with Rick at least, is that the Rick that I was interested in was a lot of the newer Rick, and there are a few reasons that kind of dropped out of inspiration. One of the main ones was money. Newer Rick is getting only more expensive at this point, and it's only becoming harder and harder to buy. Obviously you can wait for sale season, but then sizes are always limited, and then another thing that in sizes, I was a larger guy at the time, so I didn't actually exactly have the body to wear the Rick that I liked, so my inspiration kind of dropped, I felt uninspired, I felt unhappy. It just wasn't really exactly what I wanted to be. I was kind of confined to wearing the cheaper Rick that I still enjoyed, which was more like pod shorts and crops every day, but it gets boring. My inspiration there kind of fell out of touch with how I feel like it should have been going there.
A very common tactic people use to get themselves out of the rut is something we are both super familiar with, which is retail therapy. You buy these new clothes and you feel like it'll easily incorporate in what you've already got. And I know Isaac here is extremely guilty of this. It creates a cycle of just buying clothes and selling them, and it just makes you feel a lot more empty compared to how you used to be, because you actually just never feel satisfied with what you own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would buy a lot of clothes. I still do buy a lot of clothes, and then I will sell them very quickly because either I'm unhappy with the purchase because it's not what I expected it to be, it doesn't reinvigorate my love for clothing again, or simply because of the fact it just doesn't incorporate into my wardrobe well, and it was a terrible purchase. Very, very common.
Want your money back.
Yeah, exactly like that. So retail therapy is one of those things that I think a lot of people turn to when they become uninspired, and from my point of view, I'm not sure how you feel on this, I think it's incorrect. I don't think retail therapy is a great way to treat being uninspired in fashion. It's something that I'm still working on. That's definitely not the best way to go about it. It can work for some people, but for me, no bueno. So personally, what I do in terms of finding new inspiration recently is just kind of engaging in discussion about clothing. So I have a few different platforms for this, which can range from either internet forums such as Reddit, Discord, Facebook pages, just discussing stuff that I've never really expressed interest in before. So recently I've been looking into more runways and such like that, brands I'm unfamiliar with, anything really at this point. Like a lot of the time, similar to retail therapy, I'll actually go through brands and such on even popular shopping sites have a large variety of brands, such as Essence or Antonioli.
Been looking at brands that you've never actually looked at before, and now you've been purchasing Kazaburo and stuff.
Yeah, just looking into brands on those sites and looking at clothing you do actually enjoy. Oh, this is cool, and then having a look into the history of the brand.
The ethos of the brand.
Yeah, stuff like that. It kind of keeps me always reinvigorated, always enjoying what I'm looking at. And one of probably almost everyone watching this video is probably very familiar with Instagram. Instagram provides a really good following of, content. You can look at hashtags, you can look at brands. Something that I like to do personally is look at hashtags and going to brands' pages and looking at what they've been tagged in. it's similar to the hashtag. A lot of people don't always just spam hashtags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you look at what they've been tagged in,
Yeah.
it can be good. Also, what people are liking as well. So if you do follow these pages who do also either dress the way you like, you can look at what they're liking and such as well. There is a tab for that on Instagram, I still believe. I'm not sure if they've removed it or not.
I think there is.
Yeah, so you can kind of see what they're looking at as well.
Yeah.
There's just so many areas where you can bring interesting from fashion on Instagram. It's great.
And like I've recently been using like the following hashtags now, which like I didn't realize wasn't a thing before, and it made it so much easier to like follow, not even just for fashion but like interior design and like chairs and like all these other things that you like, and you don't have to commit to actually following the account, but having people hashtag it helps you see so many different types of things, because instead of following the brand, you follow everyone around the community that likes the brand, which really helps engage you to other people.
Branching off of the fact that Mary just mentioned chairs there, a lot of people I am in a Discord with, there's a channel directly mainly posted for inspo, called the Inspo channel. A lot of people don't actually post clothes. A lot of people will actually just post color schemes or post like
mood boards,
like, you know, pictures of apartments, stuff like that. Honestly, anything really, you know, like you don't actually have to directly draw inspiration from clothes. It can be coming from anything at all.
Like when I was studying fashion in UTS in Sydney, we actually had to do a subject in regards to fashion and architecture. So that was something that you actually realize that's not always just clothes, it's like everything around you that.
Yeah, I think one of the main common traits in this aspect then would be considered design.
Yeah.
Looking into design is probably a really good way to stay inspired as well. Maybe looking into how things are made, and then even maybe getting into design yourself. In regards to clothing, of course. Getting into clothing design is pretty simple. There are so many tutorials on how to actually make your own clothes. I've experienced this a little bit myself. I dabbled into making a few pairs of pants, a bag or two, and that's kind of the extent of it though, because it's very time consuming.
Like, I like to make like earrings from like spare little pieces of metal and like things you can get at Daiso. So yeah, just anything you can literally make anything.
Yeah. An untapped realm that I think a lot of people don't actually appreciate is older people. We kind of live in an area where more Asian, very heavy Asian population. I'm going to tell you, Asian grandmas and grandpas get honestly off some of the hardest fits I've ever seen. Like,
so good.
Yeah, like I genuinely draw so much inspiration from older people these days that it's crazy. And there's actually like people who experience the same thing. And there's Instagram accounts dedicated to it now. There's like a couple of, I think there's grandparents is really good. Bring down the whips. But I think both these Instagrams, for me at least, I love seeing these photos because it is so blissfully unaware of how cool they look, you know. And that's kind of like the goal, you know, to be street styled eventually by.
Like you dress for the lifestyle and it's like effortless as well.
I wouldn't say for the lifestyle. I just say it's effortless.
Yeah.
Definitely looking good without, I guess, yeah, you know, like these Asian grandmas and grandpas just put on like.
They're just like, this looks really nice. I want to wear it, and then I'm like, I want to think like that.
Well, I don't even think it's like that. I think it's that they just put on whatever they see in front of them first, and then next thing you know, you got a pair of like New Balance runners with some jeans
and like floral top.
And like a shirt tucked in, you know, and high waist.
A bandana around the neck or something.
Yeah, like on the way to work, on the way home from work, I just see so many like steezed out grandmas. It's insane. It's great. But yeah, that's like personally where I love to draw inspiration from as well. And I feel like people watching this may relate to it as well. I'll throw a couple examples up on the screen as well as we're going here. You probably see.
So there's also another way to actually be inspired, and I know it's a little bit more expensive, and it's to actually go and travel and go outside of the city that you're actually in, because you know living day to day makes you feel like you're in a routine, and it's so hard to actually find anything new. So going overseas is a really good way to experience a new city and a new lifestyle.
It doesn't have to be a city, like in necessarily
you
like
just drive an hour away from where you live.
Yeah, you know, just going for like a road trip with some friends or something like that. Just going away, getting away from I guess what you normally do on a weekend. Personally, I went to Japan last year, and it was really a good way to get. It almost sparked everything. Like I could see the inspiration there.
Japan is known to be one of the cities in the world that are very open to dressing however you want without people like negatively commenting on you.
Yeah, the fashion populace there is among the youth is incredible.
Yeah, like in Harajuku and Shibuya, and Osaka's really good with that as well. And like the shops there, of course, they've got so many different brands that they stock.
This is, I'd say, confined to Japan at this stage. So I wouldn't say there's going to be any way you go.
Yeah. So this video actually ended up being a lot shorter than what we expected, which is good. We don't make you, click out of boredom. We hope we actually covered a few things that could help you guys keep inspired. And if you have any more questions or anything, feel free to let us know.
We do actually enjoy making these videos a lot. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode today on staying inspired. We appreciate the support. We've had a lot of support, I guess, in regards to actually getting the video or the channel up and running. We've already hit 100 subscribers in a week, which is not a lot, but for us,
It's nice.
yeah, it's cool to see as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys soon, and have a nice day.
Yeah.